Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T from some undisclosed location. World. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Man, it just never happens, does it really? It's like the World Wrestling Federation. Every time my show starts, I love it. It's the WWE in the place to be. The Brown Beauty's on duty. Jesse Terrero with you. Yeah, it's time for the Jesse T Show right here on thepowerofvoices.com. We are rounding them up, and we are winding them up, and I'm going to wind them up and let them go like spinning tops on top of a table. Boy, we're going to have some good times today talking the topics and the issues of the day. Going to let it free, let it ride. It's like a free ride. I feel like I'm Ted Nugent or Leonard Skinner. I got Leonard Skinner right next to me, man. David, the Shark Freilich is checking in with us. David, what's happening?
Another day above ground, bro. Living the dream, chasing my tail, and hoping I don't catch it.
I want your hat.
Glad to be around such beautiful, talented people, including yourself.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you threw the talent in there, and that's not beautiful because, we'd have to go out on a date or something.
Homie, don't play that game.
Well, I do, so baby, watch out. Okay?
I was born at night, not last night.
All right, scoot a little closer to the mic, and I want to bring on the lady last because she's the most beautiful.
Yes.
Way over to the left of the Grand Canyon or right of Mount Rushmore. It is the Mr. Chi Man himself, the man that garners the chi from the inner guts. It comes out in everything he does. It's your Chin. Master Chin, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm great to see you, Jesse.
Yeah, I know you are. Last time we were together, we were eating Thai food in Hollywood.
Yes, that's
right?
it. That's it. That was a while back.
That was a while back. It was cool, and I think you paid for it. Thank you. Yes, very much. And, of course, Dan the Man, Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, the guy gets no respect at all. Dan the Man, what's up, Dan the Man?
Hi, y'all. Where y'all from? Where y'all headed?
I don't know.
I'm from Coahoma, Texas.
Now, the microphone's pointing down a little bit, so you guys can pick it up just a little bit. There we go, like that. All right. And now we do have to save the beauty for the last because all the beasts have done their thing already.
Thank you. You're too kind.
It'll cost you $36.42 after the show.
Wow.
And I want the 42 cents before you leave.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pesos?
Yes, I do, actually. I take any denomination. I don't care what it is, as long as I can spend it. I'm a happy camper there. Alina Andre. Did I say the name right?
You said it. You're well done.
Thank you very much.
Rare event when that happens.
And I'm glad I said it because this girl, last time picture I saw her, and she had a big sword sticking out in front of her with a really mean face. And I don't want to get whacked and chopped, but you are an actress, you are a stunt person, you are a creative person, producer, writer, all that good stuff.
And an action, stunt actor, action actor, you name it, and a writer as well. So.
Such beauty and such brawn. I love it. So sexy. Do you have a Harley Davidson?
No, I don't.
An Indian?
No.
You ride motorcycles?
I ride dirt bikes on the
Oh,
side
yeah.
for fun.
Husky
but
Varna?
Still beginner. Yeah. It's
Husky.
Husky.
Husky
oh,
Varna.
the Husky. Yeah, I've ridden one of those before.
Yeah, those are big, bad, and dirty. Good to have you
I
along
just like
with us.
fast cars more than anything.
Fast cars. I like that very much. And the Shark's into fast cars. Maybe we'll talk about that because I know you like fast cars, Shark, right? There you go. You got that.
In the fast lane.
Yeah, fast lane. All right, so we're going to get going right now. It's Roundup Wound Up, and what we do here is I toss out the issues of the day, and everybody has a point of view, and I really don't care what your point of view is, as long as it's truthful, honest, direct, straight to the point. It can be outrageous, wild, it can be cool, calm, collective, it can be left-wing lunatic, or right-wing wild people. I don't care. Fanatical, it doesn't matter what it is to me. As long as you got a point about something, that's all I care about. Let's talk about racism right now. Let's get right to the point. I'm telling you, I don't get it, don't understand it, and I don't like it. Let's not erase American history. Where are we going to stop erasing American history? We pulled down some statues in the South. We pulled down Robert E. Lee. We pulled down some Confederate statues. Well, then let's just blow up Mount Rushmore. Let's burn the Washington Monument. Let's disgrace and chop the Lincoln Monument down. Let's blow up Jefferson's Memorial. These were all slave owners. These were all people that lived in that time, and they did all kinds of dirty, dastardly things to people. So where do we stop in this country? David, give me your point of view.
I think there's only one race. It's called the human race. And if we can see past a different shade of white or black, but I've never met a completely white or black person, I think that through and I happen to be a Christian through God's love and forgiveness and prayer and celebrating our differences and realizing that we all bleed red and that we all feel and that we all, have certain requirements from shelter and food and love and companionship, and that we're all here and gifted in our own unique way. That I think a lot of this has to do with the elite power structure that wants to divide to conquer what is united.
So tell me, are you for ripping down the statues in the South that's been there for 50, 75, 100, 125, 100, 135 years?
No, I am not. They're trying to erase history. It's been a proven tactic by whatever socialist, communist regime to try and brainwash the people into thinking that they have to fight their brother in order to survive. And the only thing that we need to do is to come together to fight the elite.
I like that much. You or Chin, what you got to say about this matter? Should they be tearing down the statues and erasing American history, or do we just live with the past, good, bad, and indifferent, and go forth?
Well, I think that we should live with the past. I mean, it's past, it's our history. What I think, though, is that we all, as you say, we all bleed red. We're one race. We're the human race, and it's just a bunch of hokey pokey, people are trying to divide us. It's all about profits, really, if you think about it. It's all about profits. When you divide a group of people, right, it's all in the interest of making money. And that's what I see.
I like the hokey pokey, though, pal. Yeah, I like that. I kind of was envisioning some hokey pokey going on here for a little while, for a second. So. You guys had some hokey pokey in the show before. You were doing the pop things, right? The drink, the sorbets.
Yeah, it's not hokey pokey though.
Well, it's good though.
Yeah. Well, the Buzz Pops, yeah.
The Buzz Pops, right?
Oh, we were buzzing.
Yeah.
Like
that was good, huh?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I could have had one of those, but
I think it's called poke salad, Annie.
Alina, what do you think about that? Now, your sentiments to tearing everything down and forgetting our past, or do you think it's some sort of conspiracy like Ewart says?
I literally just heard about this morning because I try not to watch too much news. It's too depressing. So whatever sneaks in, I try to understand what's going on. I don't think so. I think, honestly, I think it's some kind of strategic thing. The more this country is divided, the more there's more groups, the more other countries can nitpick at us and can pick apart. There's a lot of countries right now that do not know what they're doing, and they're waiting to see how America is going to react to anything, and we have to stand united on a lot of fronts. And I think they want to divide and conquer, so any issue in this country it makes a mountain out of a molehill, and the more we realize we got to stick together, that's a better option than trying to argue over things that really are not relevant anymore. And just it's better we move forward and look at that memorial as a learning lesson. But
a lot of people in the South don't feel that way, and a lot of people in the North don't feel that way. I mean, Charlottesville was all about people coming together. Some had permits to express their constitutional rights of protest without violence, of course, and others just infiltrated with all kinds of things, and they started the big fight. You had two people on two different sides of the issue, whether they're a KKK, Black Lives Matter, whether they're nationalists, whether supremists, whatever you want to call them, whether they're just people trying to protest to keep the statues there or take them down. They still got in the middle of a big brawl, and people died and people fought. And I think we have more racism now in the last 15 years in this country than we've ever had before, as far as I can imagine back. The Obama administration certainly created a lot of separation in this country just by the mere fact of the things that he said throughout his 8 years. And the Bushies weren't too much better either before them, and neither was Clinton. So if we go back 40, 50, 60 years, we can go back and back and back. And racism has been something that has been on the tip of everybody's tongue for a long time, but it seems like it's blowing up now because everybody wants their 15 seconds of fame.
Mm-hmm. I think I would love it if we would focus more on leading by example. And at the one point back in the day, we did, and now it's not so much anymore. And it's because the people in the country, sometimes they're mad and they're protesting about things they're not really mad at. So they take out their anger on things that really is just a waste of time instead of really focusing their attention on things that really need to focus on change. I think a lot of people...
Like, for example, helping those people that are homeless. I mean, if you go downtown, I mean, on the street that's called Hope Street, there is tons and tons of homeless people. and I'm sure the mayor drive downtown all the time. Does he see that?
Yeah, but who do you help, Ewart? Because you got 65,000 homeless people in LA County, and you got 10% of them. 10% of them are so chemically wrapped up in their head, they're not going anywhere. They're gone. They're goners to the world and the universe.
I get
then you
that.
got 10% of them. 10% of them that they got tragic situations happen in their life, and they got thrown on the street for some whatever reasons: loss of job, loss of medical, loss of a life, a tragic situation, and they do everything they can, utilizing every social service this country has to offer, and they get themselves off the street in 18 months to 24 months. Man, I work the homeless. I know it. I count the homeless every year for 10 years in the San Fernando Valley, and then 80% of them are in the middle. You go up and talk to them. Hey, I like being homeless. I don't got to pay taxes, don't got to worry about water, don't got to worry about bills. I get free money, I get free food, I get free sex, I get free shoes, I get a free place to stay. I get a lifestyle that I could never have. It costs $60,000. That's what that equates to for the 80%. So ain't nobody getting off the homeless. How do you know who's true and who's not true, Dave?
Well, it's not a matter of who. I don't care what the reason is why they're there. I don't care what is causing them to be there. The whole point is that we have lost our humanity, and we need to step up to the plate and do something about this problem. It's an epidemic, and so everyone is doing little patches here, patches there. I want a comprehensive thing to get these people off the street, get them in some facility, whatever it is,
I mean, is that really going to happen, David? Is it really going to happen?
Of course. It takes people like me with the conviction to do something like that.
Oh, come on. Are you really, people like you and the conviction to do that, are you going to solve 65,000 people just in LA County going homeless? I mean, really, you'd have to have a lot of people like you.
Well, listen.
They've thrown billions and millions and billions of dollars at this situation over the last 45 years.
Because
and
they are going about it the wrong way. They're doing patches.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do a comprehensive thing.
What do you think about that, Chark?
It has a similar parallel, where the state makes X amount of money, and if they don't spend that amount of money, they don't get it the next year. It's programs, federally assisted, and just like there's homeless people, there's got to be sick people to go to see a doctor, to go to a hospital to get a prescription. Otherwise, Pfizer's out of business, and Monsanto and all these other companies that make people sick, and they'd rather have someone on a prescription and trying to cure a problem than to prevent it in the first place. So I think going back to the street, I think it is important on how they got there and why they're there. And some of them are some of the most brilliant people, and I worked Skid Row for 20 years. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've done feeding the homeless and this and that, but it's like you said, it's a Band-Aid on a bad wound, and it needs to start at an executive level in your city, your state, your governor, your mayor, your council, and all that stuff, where let's not have so many, where it is dangling the beautiful carrot of no responsibility and free handouts and all kinds of stuff. But there's some of the sickest people down there that used to be doctors and lawyers and physicians and top of their shelf and lived in the penthouse in Beverly Hills, and they kept making more money to buy more drugs to stay up longer, to make more money to buy more drugs to stay up longer, to make more money to buy more drugs.
See, the main thing is that all of us are going about it the wrong way. And
I don't think all of us are, but
lay it down.
Mainly.
Give me the answer.
If you look at all the little patches that you're doing, if we get rid of all the patches and just look at the problem as it is and address it in a big way, I think that will solve the problem.
Propose a solution.
What I would want to do, and I'm thinking of doing this, is I want to go to every single city, starting with California first, right? In California, and go to the city council or the local government and propose to them to donate a big piece of land from the city. And I would, with all the funding that I would get, I would build a center, and I would hire counselors, doctors, teachers, whatever the facility needs.
Good luck, man. It's not going to happen.
No, I know.
City of Los Angeles
but you
never
see,
going to give you any land
everyone's
for free.
saying it's not going to happen.
It won't.
Everyone's saying it's not going to happen. But who has the conviction to do this? If someone has the conviction to do this, it will happen.
It's too much money against it, and we all touch on it. Dan DeMann, what do you think about this?
I think it's a tragedy, but they need to spend more money on helping them out.
Yeah, let me propose this real quick. You see, we have 2 generations since the baby boom generation, 3 since the Depression generation. And the Depression generation was a generation that fought in World War II that Tom Brokaw said was the greatest generation. All right, so we were 4 generations into this homeless problem since World War II. Now, here's the key. The people in Charlottesville were violent because they don't know how to be in any other way. You said it, the last hopes of humanity. We don't know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to communicate. All we know how to is hit each other with sticks and stones. That's all we know how to do. We only know how to get angry. We don't know how to express ourselves. This next generation that's coming up and inheriting the world right now is a very violent generation because that's all they know. They've taken away the ability for parents to be parents. They've taken away the ability for churches to be churches. They've taken away corporal punishment. They've taken away all the things that taught people how to become a part of society. It's a taboo. It's this. It's that. Elena talked about it, and she said, it seems like it's bigger than what it is. It seems like there's some outside controlling force. I know Shark talks about that all the time. It seems that it's been perpetrated upon the American public to act this way over the last 25 years, and what we're seeing is the pimple exploding, and that's what we're seeing right now. It's not Donald Trump's fault, that's for sure. He's only been president 6 months, so it's not his fault. It's a fault of every congressman and senator, and it's the fault of us Americans as people to allow this to be perpetrated upon us over the last 60 to 75 years. We've looked the other way because all we want is money and a big screen TV. That's what I say.
That's exactly what I said. It's all about money.
So let's go. Let's talk about North Korea.
Before we move on, can I propose something?
Yeah, propose it.
Let's say the city donates 1 city block of a 15-story warehouse and abandoned buildings, and then you have the people that are on the street earn their keep by painting and doing a hydroponic garden and computer work or whatever that their skill was before they became homeless, and have their own little community there. But they have to abide by certain rules. You got to come in by 8 p.m. and you can't bring in drugs and stuff like that. And then you separate the people that really want to improve their lives from the ones that are hooked on the addiction.
Well, in Sun Valley, in the city of Sun Valley, there was a car wash on Glen Oaks Boulevard. It had been there for 65 years. The city bought it. It was right next to Fire Station 77. They bought it, and they built a center just like that, a 4-story condo townhouse complex in which they had a recreation room, and they had help centers in there. They had the proper professionals in there, and it houses 175 people. The condos and townhouses are better fitted than any house or condo or townhouse in the neighborhood. They're modern with all the modern facilities. I mean, it's like they should be in Palos Verdes or Bel Air. That's how beautiful these condos, secure, clean, everything. They filled them up instantly. Bam, filled them up. And what has happened in that complex in the last 5 years, what's happened is it's drug infested. People come and go. They aren't living by the rules that were set up, that they signed a contract with the city of Los Angeles that owns that. They can't police them all the time. LAPD can't be out there. The city's not going to pay for private security. It's too expensive. And outside looks like Hope Street outside in front of this beautiful building that houses 125 people. Now, there are some positive stories that came out of that, but overall, it's a blight on the neighborhood that it's in. Okay, so what do you do?
What's cool is a great example is a converted hospital right off the 101 near Eagle Rock and Silver Lake called the Dream Center.
I know the place. Yep.
They run a tight ship.
They run a tight ship. So it's a matter of, but that is not Los Angeles.
Yeah, it is.
Now, where are we talking?
101, right by Silver Lake and between downtown and Hollywood.
Oh, that's L.A. Silver Lake's L.A. Yeah, Silver Lake's L.A. I was talking about the one in Eagle Rock and South and Pasadena. No. Because there's one right there too.
The Dream Center's right on. You can't miss it.
North Korea. Why didn't we bomb the heck out of them?
That would have been a domino effect.
This is crazy. I mean, we're gonna bomb. I mean, it's like, do you know that all the wars that are going on forever, from before and before,
America has been engaged in 286 wars since its increasing.
Majority of them is all about who's going to profit.
Right.
There you go.
It's who's going to profit.
Follow the money.
They start a war so that their friends can get rich. Seriously. And that's what's happening over the centuries.
Did you
know?
think? Did you think, Alina, that we were ever going to go to war with that little nuthead over there in North Korea? Did you think that that was going to happen ever? Were you afraid that perhaps there was going to be some sort of altercation militarily?
I hope not. I know it's a giant shit show right now with what's going on. There's so many things at play right now that are on such a higher level that no one even knows about. I can't talk about it because I don't think a lot of people are going to get this. So I'm just going to keep it as
Well, talk about it.
at human level conversation number one. But there's a giant play between the dark and the light right now. What's happening? Have you noticed what's going on lately?
Mm-hmm.
More stuff's going down. I think they have to choose a side now.
Mm-hmm.
And the gap between the light and the dark is getting wider. So things are at a tipping point, and I think the more people kind of ground themselves and figure out what they want to do, I think there's a giant tipping point with the whole country, with the whole world of what's happening. There's so much at everyone's disposal. There's so much nuclear warfare and everything, and I think people... I don't know what's going to happen. I try to mind my own business. But as far as the countries and what's happening, I think everybody's watching everybody and seeing who's going to point the button or press the button
Dan,
first.
man, what do you say?
I think North Korea backed down because of Mad Dog Mathis said if they shoot the missiles to Guam or anywhere else, they'll shoot them down.
Well, that was certainly part of it, Dave.
Turn that whole place into a glass parking lot, dude.
Right on.
And it's like, we have to realize, just like Alina said, there's good and bad. There's light and dark and positive, negative, and up and down and left and right. And you're either on one side or you're on the other, and that gap is growing different, or wider rather, and you can't be in both. You can't serve yourself and another master.
I think that I believe that Donald Trump played this card game, this poker game, perfectly. He got 3 aircraft carriers over there in the South China Sea. He showed America's military might like it hasn't been shown for 20 years in terms of the showing of it without popping off any bullets. And we were in Iraq and Afghanistan. The only reason why we're still fighting a war in Afghanistan because the CIA wants the poppy fields, because the CIA is the biggest drug enforcer and corrupt drug agency in the world, making heroin and opium and opiates out of the poppy fields of Afghanistan. There's the whole friggin' Afghanistan is one giant farm of poppy fields, and that's run by the CIA. That's the only reason why we're there. But that's another topic of conversation. But we have a president that was able to play this out right and force the pressure internationally in the last week before he backed down from shooting missiles to Guam to force the international. Finally, South Korea got on board. Japan sent a flotilla out there with the American fleet. Australia was jumping in there. They were sending a flotilla up from the south. Merkel, even Merkel was getting behind it. Germany, everybody was starting to say, hey, look it. We're behind you. It's because the military of the United States of America was there first and stayed there. Now, also, what a lot of people don't realize is that 5 years ago, China was selling all of its U.S. Treasury bonds. They were liquidating themselves from being America's largest creditor. 5 years ago. Japan became America's largest creditor of U.S. Treasury bonds. In other words, that's our debt to them. But recently, this year, in 2017, China has been buying truckloads, boatloads, spaceship loads of U.S. Treasury bonds, and now they are the number one creditor, again, for us to pay debt to. So China, which runs Korea and always has run North Korea since the end of the Korean War, they themselves put the pressure on and said, we don't want to have any bombs blowing off and South Korea blowing off. We don't want South Korea and North Korea killing each other. We don't want America, Japan. Because we hold a lot of American debt.
Didn't a certain previous president give North Korea several $1 billion and a couple reactors?
Gee, I wonder Hillary Clinton?
No, it was her
Clinton?
husband. Yeah.
Clinton. Oh, she gave our
Bill, if you read your history,
she gave
before it's erased. On how they got their nuclear proliferation.
Everything's so corrupt. It's not even funny.
There's corruption everywhere.
That's why I could care less who the fuck bombs who, because I'm over it at this point.
Well, how do we stop them from being corrupt?
North Korea doesn't have the balls to do anything.
Right.
They're a little dog with big small balls. Okay,
And China.
That's what's gonna happen.
Big small balls.
I mean, small
Big- big-
balls.
big
Tiny
small-
curly
How do you
balls.
have tiny curly
With
ones?
hardly
That
any hair
guy has
on them.
tiny curly balls.
Are they
Sorry.
Are they like curly
That's
fries?
what's fucking happening right now. And
Curly
no one's
fries.
gonna blow anybody because the minute someone pushes the fucking button, it's game over. Humanity's gone. Whoever lives under the fucking ground is gonna win.
And,
Boom.
and you know who lives under the ground? The elite.
The elite.
In the dumb bases, the deep underground military bases that
Yep.
they've been building for 40 years.
Yeah.
And in
Entire
North Carolina, they got a
Missouri.
mountain so friggin' big, it's as big as Mount Wilson behind us, where all the TV towers are on. That's built in there.
We have a
with-
whole
for the
separate place up in the Arctic somewhere where there's seeds of
No,
everything.
that's Norway. Norway.
Norway?
now-
Okay, it's Norway.
It's the seed bank of the world.
Yeah,
they
the
have
seed
every
bank is
seed
Norway.
in the world.
So why are we doing that? Why do we have seeds stuck away for the
Why
last
are the
20 years?
why are the billionaires coming on board and saying they're buying all the super massive 747 new version jumbo jets, and why do they have these types of planes? Why are they moving their money offshore? Why?
And why does
Because
Elon
what do
Musk
they
wanna go to
know?
Mars?
What do
have
they know?
insider trading secrets.
I don't want to see this in my lifetime. I'll be honest. I don't want to see annihilation. I don't want to see
Nobody does.
atomic bombs. I don't want to see kids dying in their crib. This is wrong. I grew up in communism. I grew up in
Really?
in Romania.
You're
I
Romanian.
immigrated. So I was in breadlines when I was a kid. And I remember
Wow.
coming to America and seeing my first grocery store. And my mentality at 5 years old was, in Ohio, was saying, going to the fridge and taking the food from the fridge and putting it under my bed so my brother and I would have enough food in case we go back to Romania, because I thought I was going back to breadlines.
Wow.
And people in this fucking country don't know how fucking amazing right they have to be born here. And they're fucking lazy. They argue for the wrong fucking things all the time. They take one little thing, they're like, I gotta go and protest. Protest, you're wasting your fucking time. Why don't you sit there, get the community together, pass a bill, a law. It's going to change shit instead of out there with your little fucking posting. You're doing nothing. You're wasting your time. People don't wake up. Wake up. Wakey, wakey. Fucking eggs and bakey. Because
Hand on snaky.
you're... if you had more sex, there'd be no wars. Why
Exactly.
not?
Boom!
They won't have time to.
Have sex and buy less guns. I don't know what the fuck to
there you
say.
go.
I'm just
No,
over it.
no, you have sex and buy more guns. Thank you. Band-Aids and bullets.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. I mean, really,
love
absolutely.
it.
I mean, I was born in
Make
August.
love, not war.
I was
Yes.
born in August, and I was consummated in Chicago. Because what the hell are anybody going to do in Chicago in the dead of winter, right?
Right.
Except make babies. Because there's nothing else to do. You don't want to go outside in the street. Your face freezes. So you stay home. And so I think everybody in Illinois is probably born in summer months because of the winter months. So there's a lot to be said about that in terms of reality. That's absolutely true. But human nature and the human beings have been instructed by birth now for a couple of generations to act and react a certain way. And that's what
They're all
I think is
programmed. It's
really-
all old programming. We have to change the programming, or we're not going to change anything, and we're going to keep repeating the same stuff we've been doing for the last 1,000 years. History is repeating itself for a reason, because we haven't learned anything. We haven't upgraded our files. We haven't evolved. We're still acting like Neanderthals, and we're still acting like we did 1,000 years ago, like the Romans did. It's obvious, really.
Dan the man, are you acting like a Roman?
Yes, the roots of the present are deep in the past.
There you go. The words according to the man who gets no respect. No respect
Why
at
you Dan
all.
the man?
Respect it all.
I have no idea what the show's about, but why they call you Dan the Man?
Because he's the man.
Well, it's actually Dan the ladies' man, but I had to
Oh,
narrow it
yeah.
down.
so sorry.
He's Dan the ladies' man. Dan,
That's why you're next to me. I get
That's
it.
right.
Dan the man unusual.
He's Dan the unusual
Learned
man.
a lot today.
Yeah, he's Dan that knows everybody in Los Angeles, man.
Really?
Because he worked for the DA for 38 years. He's Dan that can't walk down the street and someone say, "Hey, Dan the man."
No, they usually say homie.
Hold me.
Hold me, hold me,
Hold me, groin.
hold me. No,
Mel
you
Carter,
never,
1965.
ever gonna
Number
hold
one
me.
then and number one now.
That's right.
Hold
Hold
me.
me. Right? Absolutely. Why?
Mel Carter.
Before we go to what do you got? What's his Kim Jong Un's son?
They made a movie about him. It really pissed him off, remember?
Oh, I
Oh,
love
no.
Team America.
Oh, but that was his dad. That was his
that was his
dad.
dad, yeah.
Yeah,
Dad?
yeah,
Fun.
yeah. That was his dad.
With
Was that Kim
Franco.
Jong-il?
Yeah, that was his dad.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
puppets, the puppets, the
Oh,
Thunderbirds.
$60
Team
million
America.
puppet movie. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen it,
It's
get the
the
director's
greatest.
cut.
It's a great
It's
movie.
It's
Oh.
the greatest.
He
I think
loves
he was
American
ill.
movies, and then we saw that he's like, "I'm no more American movies for me," because he got pissed because
Wasn't he ill?
I don't
His
know.
name was Kim Jong Il.
Conor McGregor, Merriweather. Come on, who's gonna win?
Is that this weekend?
Oh,
or next
I'm
weekend?
gonna see the fight this weekend in Palisades.
Yeah, who's
Is
gonna
this
win?
weekend or next weekend?
26.
It's next weekend.
Next
20,
weekend. Yeah,
I'll be in
so-
Colorado.
It's a UFC.
At
Is it
Breckenridge.
boxing or UFC?
It's boxing.
Boxing.
Oh, boxing.
Mayweather
I had a feeling
and
it's boxing.
Conor McGregor. Who's gonna win?
Mayweather.
Come on.
Damn.
Mayweather.
Come on, right? Yeah,
Mayweather.
right.
If it goes past 3 rounds, it's
Mayweather.
Mayweather. But
Mayweather.
O'Connor's going to come out like a friggin' scalded ape. And remember, my ex-girlfriend's not much of a wrestler, but you should see her box.
Nice
Bada bing,
promoting.
bada boom.
Promotion
I like
there.
that. Yes, that's right. Can you set that up?
Arr, matey.
Can you set that
No,
up?
I'm just letting you know that
Oh, okay.
it's going to be, each one of them is like they're paid not to do anything during the interviews.
Right.
And they're putting their feet up and this
Right.
and that and F you and so and so.
Right,
And it's
right.
like,
But they
it's
all
going to be a
do
fight.
that. They
Mayweather's
all
a
do
professional
that, though.
boxer.
Right, right.
He's done that in his career. He's going to make $300 million. McGregor's
Well-
maybe going to make $1 million.
No. The split is 60-40.
Nah.
60-40,
Really?
and they say about $600 million gate. It's going to be in 60-40. That's
For
what the
Mayweather?
split.
If it goes past 3 rounds, I'm putting my money on Mayweather, but I always go for the underdog, who's McGregor.
He can't come in there. He can't. Mayweather's never been hit.
I know.
No
He-
one can
he-
catch
He'll
him.
write him out and let McGregor burn himself
He
out.
does this Mayweather stuff.
I
You
know.
this Mayweather
Like
stuff.
Muhammad Ali, the rope-a-dope, and let the other guy wear himself
Yeah,
out and then
yeah.
pick him apart.
He's just going to run.
Yeah.
It's rigged for a rematch.
You think so, Dan the Man?
Oh,
But the
a lot of money.
rematch is in
It's
the
a Don
cage.
King production.
Do you think that there's going to be a rematch after that?
If
Yeah.
McGregor wins, there will be.
But not if he loses, there won't be.
No, of course not. There's nothing to
There's,
rematch.
there's nothing to deal with there.
But you're talking about a street brawler versus a professional boxer.
In boxing rules.
Yeah.
Now if you go to MMA rules, it's over within 35 seconds. Mayweather loses immediately. Every boxer loses because it's a different sport. But in the boxing arena, Mayweather is simply, whether you like it or not, arguably the best of our time.
Biggest ticket fight in history to date.
Right.
Yep.
Really?
I mean, bigger than the Ali fights, bigger than the Foreman
Tyson's.
fights, bigger than the Tyson fights. So
There you go.
Has McGregor always been a boxer?
no, he never
No,
boxed
he's
in his
UFC,
life.
right?
He's always been MMA.
That's why I'm MMA.
He's
That's why I'm
never-
confused.
he's
Why is
never
he? What
been
is he doing in
boxing.
boxing ring right now all of a sudden?
Because he's the big money.
Yeah, he's gonna be picked apart. I tell you.
Yeah.
boxing's a whole different thing than
Yeah,
Mayweather
yeah.
is too fast.
Yeah, and I mean,
And he hold and the guy the best fighters in the top 10 on all the divisions in his weight bracket could never hit him.
Exactly.
Pacquiao, one of
Yeah.
the greatest fighters
Yeah,
of
Pacquiao is
all
amazing.
time. I mean, Pacquiao had that Filipino fighting arts in him, and he would get these weird angles, the screaming, because he learned Cali sticks and eskrima in the Philippines
I
before he
learned those
started
too.
boxing.
and Thai boxing.
Yeah.
Right, and so he had these weird angles, and even Pacquiao couldn't overcome Mayweather.
Keep your hands up and your chin down.
That's right. It's that simple. Absolutely. And,
Lee, put your pants back on, bro.
yeah, man. What were your
That
pants
little
doing
sorbet
on?
thing got
Yeah.
you showing us your little garter belt.
There's still a box back there. It's all gone.
I love those lace garters you have on.
Sounds kinky if you ask me.
I'm hungry now.
For lace
for
garters?
what?
No, all of a sudden I have to say weird shit all the time. I have no filter.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I'm
represent.
hungry. I'm hungry. I'm just hungry.
I'm
What do you want?
hungry too.
What's your favorite food? Favorite food?
Sushi.
Oh,
Thai
God.
or sushi, yeah.
Yours?
Neck and neck, sushi or Thai.
Oh, sushi. Oh, really? Dan?
If
Depends
you
what.
knew sushi like I knew sushi, oh, what a gal.
I have a minute you said that where you're going.
You know that's why we call him Dan,
Dan
the
the
man.
Man.
Dan the horny
And-
man, apparently.
Your favorite?
Yes.
My favorite, I like Thai food.
Man,
Thai food's second for me too.
You know what I
like
spaghetti,
Italian food. I
man.
like Italian
Come
food.
on.
I like
Spaghetti.
Italian food, but in the wintertime. Like, it depends
Spaghetti's
what
heavy.
season we're in.
Yeah.
Man,
Heavy.
I'm spaghetti
Sushi
guy,
sounds
man.
great.
That's Italian coming out of me.
I
like
grew up
that.
I grew up in Ohio. Or Romanian food is like Italian food.
The Ohio State Buckeye.
Hell yeah. Woo! Even though I got shit because I went to school in Michigan, but that's okay.
My sensei in Kempo was from Youngstown.
Yeah.
Second Amendment. Where are we all on that? I think we should have more guns. I think everybody should be licensed to understand
Everyone should
how
have
to
more
shoot.
swords. Learn how to
no.
sword fight. Because when you
Nah.
run out of bullets, what the hell are you going to do?
No, man. We want to have
Chainsaws,
some guns.
baby.
Guns. No.
You're right,
forget
everybody.
chainsaws. No, man. Cars.
Use
They
your car as
showed
a
that
weapon.
cars worked over the weekend. They work real well.
Oh, that.
How about over in Santa Monica a few years ago? Some
The old
guy
guy.
just plows through a
Yeah, I
farmer's
remember
market
that.
How about the
and
guy
kills
at Farmer's
20-something
Market?
people.
I
He's
remember
sitting in
that.
jail. You know what?
Jeez.
You know what the final result of that was? He was in his mid to late 80s. He was an old guy,
Did he
right?
have a heart attack or
And
something?
he just decided that he wanted 3 hots and a cot to take care of him, and that's what happened.
What?
And
So you got.
he wanted to go to jail.
Yeah, because he had nobody to take care of him.
That's
That's
why
the
he-
reason?
All his family passed away. He had
What
no
an idiot.
children. He had no children.
So
he
he
had
kills
no money.
24 people.
Yes, and he gets thrown in jail. He's 89. He's going to die there. He doesn't care. That's what the final result of that was.
Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't that
There's
crazy?
more
That's
ways
way
to.
crazy.
That's,
And then what about the families of the people that?
Oh, well, obviously he didn't
doesn't
care. You know,
Otherwise, he wouldn't do it.
obviously, guns don't kill people. People kill people with
Yeah.
guns.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I
You can leave a gun alone for weeks and months and years and it won't do anything until someone picks it up.
No, really? We did an experiment in here, and we used all of our telepathic power to make a gun take itself apart and put itself back together and pull the trigger and shoot a bullet. And Lee Baby Michaels and I, we looked at that, we concentrated, and we did chi, and we hummed, and we did every cant that we could come up with, and that gun just wouldn't move.
Never happened.
crazy.
Never happened. So are we
Just like the guy
pro-guns?
behind
Are we
the wheel.
pro-Second Amendment?
I am.
I am.
I am.
I'm military, bro. It's like you got to be able to protect yourself. And look at the countries where the guns have been taken away, or some of the cities in the United States where the gun laws are the most stringent.
Chicago?
Yeah, it's the
Chicago?
highest murder cap of 30-something people got shot over this last weekend.
Every
and-
day.
But it's not doesn't make the
The
news.
bad guys always got the guns.
Yeah.
Well, look at it in the UK.
You're
Long
right.
ago, they never had any guns.
No.
The cops never had any guns.
No.
They just had a baton.
But they didn't have that crazy immigration
Yeah.
problem that they
And
have
now. It's like
the spillover from all the
it's
refugees coming into
Yeah.
Germany that
Germany,
Merkel is now
yeah.
dying and saying, I
you
should
know
not
what?
let it happen.
Do you know what those people are doing?
You were just there.
Yeah, they are letting all those people are coming into those countries. They're welcomed, and what they're doing, they're raping the women.
What?
They're
Yeah.
The
raping
refugees
women.
are doing what?
Raping,
Sweden
raping
is the
He was
rape
just
capital
innocent
of the world
people.
now.
He was at Monte
Raping them.
Carlo.
Sweden is
Those
the rape
people.
capital.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Norway, Germany,
They
France,
let them in,
England.
Trying to be nice.
feed
and
them,
look what
check it
happens.
give
out.
them food.
Germany went so far as to create these centers of education and education in terms of how Germany became Germany and how you should be a good citizen and how you should obey the laws and how you should conduct yourself and health and how to make a job, get a job, how to make
Right.
money, all these wonderful centers. And they built this one center that they wanted to, like an Ellis Island, so to speak, a modern version of Ellis Island. And it was large enough to be able to move thousands of human beings through there on a daily, weekly basis. 258, 268 people went through it. They closed them all down. Nobody, and they were directed to the Islamic and Muslim people coming over, the Syrian refugees coming over. They were specifically directed for them. Free, because everything in Europe is free. That's why they're friggin' broke. Dan the man?
I believe in guns.
Yes! Yes! Time to show the guns. Let's go. Gun star. Come on.
Yeah, I don't have any anymore.
Come on.
It's not a tumor.
They're there.
Come on, show them
It's
the
not
power.
my
They're there.
Come on.
No,
on.
good.
Whoa,
We're
whoa,
guns. We're
whoa.
guns. You gotta show
Come
the
on.
guns.
I know they're there.
Come on.
They're there. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm subtle.
Oh, I have a revolver here. But it's not about the gun. It's about the chi.
I thought it was about the
And the
fun.
power.
What do they
The
say?
power
What do they
comes
say
out.
in Full Metal Jacket? You
Yeah.
have a gun for fun, and this is the gun for killing, right? In that great scene, one of
Yeah.
the greatest Vietnam movies of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
I remember.
Private Pile, just what is your major malfunction?
Way to go, Dan the man. Always there
Thank you, little honey.
with your little one-liners. It's great. It's awesome. I like it. He's like the awesome.
He's Dan the man.
I can tell why he call you now.
He's got no
It's your
respect.
title. Crazy.
And he gets no respect.
He gets no respect.
Oh,
It's true.
like Dangerfield.
It's true.
So do you think everybody in this country should have free health care? What about Obamacare? What about what the senators and congressmen are doing or not doing?
Didn't they exempt themselves from Obamacare?
Oh, wait a minute. I was wondering if somebody was paying attention.
Yeah.
They don't have. That's right. McCain
The House of
didn't-
Representatives, all the
when
congressmen,
yeah,
the
he didn't have to
senators,
go,
the
did he?
president.
He didn't have to use Obamacare, McCain, when he got his
Of
brain
course
surgery.
not.
Right. Huh.
They're
They
all
exempted
paid-
themselves.
They're all paid for by us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're paying their bills.
I don't want to pay anybody's bill anymore.
But
about
I want them to
medical care.
have the same health coverage that I do that they enacted.
Right.
Like they need to have the same one that we have.
Exactly.
So they have the same one I have. I have the same one they have. There shouldn't be a difference just because
Well, that's
you're
just
in
too
office.
confusing, man.
Yeah, real simple to me.
It's
Alina?
Yeah, it sounds good. Whatever you said.
Yep. There you go.
I'm just tired of paying everybody's bill. I know my medical bill every month has gone up in the last 2 years. It's been jumping
I
up.
think Australia has free health care.
Well,
Now,
a lot
why
of
is
European
it? Now,
countries
check it
have
out.
free
Check it
healthcare.
out. Now,
Yeah.
have you guys ever
I live there.
Have you ever postulated this idea? How come the rest of the world can give their countries free education in universities? They can give them and free medical care. Why do you
I know
think
why.
and America can't? Someone tell me. Someone please answer that for me.
Well, you know, people over in Europe, they pay a lot of
Exorbitant taxes.
But that's fine because they get the benefits. Here, you still pay a lot of money. You get nothing.
But they
Nothing.
pay.
Let me add a caveat onto that. For education in Europe, in the EU, if you want to go to university, England's the same way. You have to take an entrance exam.
Right.
And if you don't pass that entrance exam, you don't get the chance to take it again.
Exactly. O levels.
All levels. So if you pass that entrance exam into college, then you can go to college. So really, in reality, if you look at the big picture, the European, the EU, and England has still kept the caste system of aristocracy and peons intact just by utilizing the system in a different way. You didn't pass the entrance exam to go to college, you get to be a dock worker or welder the rest of your life. Nothing else. So they handpick by this test who goes to university and who doesn't. So that's one way of regulating the payment of the cost of university. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, like, if Lee can, while we're talking, Google what is the income tax rate on a citizen of, the Netherlands, Sweden, something like that. It's going to be high.
60%.
60%.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what do we pay?
We still
37.
we
Normal,
think no.
unless you're a corporation.
We think we pay 37%. We
Well-
pay a lot more.
Well, sure.
A lot more.
The state of
We just don't
California.
have it set like a number like Europe does.
Yeah. And,
And what do we get for it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
well,
Nothing.
January 18th, you get, you get to
listen.
pay 25 cents more on a gallon
Listen,
of gas because
guess
of
what?
stupid O'Brown.
Listen, we drive on the streets. You see how the streets are?
Oh,
Terrible.
no, come on. Don't you like the
I mean,
potholes?
seriously. They
Really?
fix the streets. It's worse than before they fixed it.
Yeah, they may fit. You know something?
I was
like
just-
that.
I was
'Cause
in 5 countries
That
in
makes
Europe.
everybody want to buy a 4-wheel drive vehicle.
Listen to me. I was in 5 countries in Europe about 2.5 weeks ago,
Right.
or close to a month. And I went everywhere. There was no potholes. I
Roads
was
were
falling
great.
in holes.
Right.
You know, it was easy drive.
Right.
There was no road rage. There
That's
was
how America
no.
used to be. I don't
There
know
was
what happened.
no.
It
There
was how
wasn't
it was.
even any gridlock anywhere.
Well, I remember a time when people in America said, "Excuse me and thank you, and may I open the door for you, ma'am?
Yeah.
And I appreciate your time."
Listen.
And no worry, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I apologize.
We have lost. We've
Go
lost
ahead.
our humanity.
What
really?
What's
And
happening?
respect.
We've lost our
Chivalry
humanity.
is dead.
Yes.
Mostly, yeah.
We've lost our humanity, and we need to get that back.
How
And how do we get it back?
how do we get it back? That's the key
Our
question.
school system
That's a
here
$1 trillion
is
question.
Our school
It's a joke.
system here is such a joke.
A lot of kids
Yeah.
are going overseas for school because it's free over there.
It's
free,
such a joke.
Free
I know
university.
many.
It's if they pass the entrance exam.
Yeah, but I know many
And
that
the-
has gone over there and did university there.
Yeah.
So,
Plus,
yeah,
they lower the bar to let the people that apparently can't get it or aren't paying attention to pass more, so the school gets more money to allow the programs to continue.
Well,
and
I don't know if I
propagate.
want to go to school in America in a university because they're all just
But everyone
lunatic
has a
left-wingers.
participation trophy
and they won't
now.
let people speak at school like Milo. You may not have appreciated what he was saying, but at least let the man have a right to speak. And that's what this weekend was about. Is that the constitutional rights were violated by people that went there and didn't allow people to protest non-violently. I don't care what their reasons for protesting, that they were good, bad, or
speech,
different.
yeah.
Nobody likes the KKK. Nobody likes Black Lives Matters that kill people. They're terrorist. Both of those are terrorist organizations. The white supremacist skinhead neo-Nazi guys are terrorist organizations.
Antifa?
Antifa is a terrorist organization. They're all terrorists. Hell's Angels is a terrorist organization. So is MS-13, the Crips and the Bloods on 18th Street, and La M, El Norte, and Mexican Mafia,
There
and
you
Armenian
go. Now
Mafia,
you're talking.
and the Russian Mafia, and the Chinese Tongs, and all of that stuff. They're all terrorist organizations. Damn, I want to become a terrorist. I tell you, because it seems like they get everything. But here's the point. The point is they still have a right under the Constitution of the United States of America if they protest nonviolently
Yep.
and they don't destroy property.
Yep.
They can say what they want and protest what they want. If they did it, then Martin Luther King would have never had the opportunity to go out there and protest and get shot with water hoses. Okay? And that changed because of his protest, constant protesting. But he talked about peaceful protest in the face of violence that was being perpetrated upon him disgustingly. All right? So the point is, that's what it was all about. And we've lost the idea of constitutional law in this country, and I argue that point all the time. And without the United States Constitution, America is nothing.
Right.
It's being chipped away at it. That's what's happening. So
Yorchin, what are you doing coming up, man? You got lots of stuff happening.
Yeah. I'm working on a bunch of film projects. We're doing part 2 of the Martial Arts Kid. We're doing part 2 of Lockhart. I have a big project coming up that I can't say too much about yet.
Oh, come on. Tell me about it,
but
man.
that will-
No one's listening. I got 5 listeners and 5 viewers.
It's going to be a sci-fi film. It's huge, and we're just working on it now.
Can I be a
Developing
monster in it at least? I mean,
it. Well, you can be an alien.
I am an alien.
Okay.
do you
well,
sexy aliens that can fight and be funny?
I can fight and be funny.
Right, really?
Can't be sexier than her. What do you got going on, Alina?
Me, I don't know yet. It's a mystery.
Okay, we need to hire anybody watching's got to hire.
I'm
her. I'm
available.
her agent.
I'm on call with work, literally. Like
7%. I'll give you a big deal. I won't charge you 10. I'll only
Really?
charge
You're
you
so
7.
generous.
I am generous, and I'll buy
Amazing.
you a salami sandwich and a pizza.
Wow.
She likes sushi.
Oh, and I'll get you some sushi too.
I'm hungry for sushi.
I know. Sounds good.
What you got going on, dude? You always got something up.
Yeah, you know what? What do they say? Rolling Stone collects no moss. So you got to have, like all of us here, a couple of irons in the fire, some crops that you've finally harvesting, some new seeds that you're planting. It's all about networking. I got Rusty Turlock with Errol Sack. I just co-stunt coordinated with Mike Michaels. One of the funniest films coming up. It's called Pups Alone. It's like Home Alone with trained dogs that are smarter than most people. And also my project up in Canada with Chris Tuddy and Steve Gillis and a bunch of the Gerald Auger, I'm saying it wrong.
Right.
Called, what's it called? Road to Zero. But I'm honored and blessed and grateful to be here in America. Thank you very much for your love, for your patriotism,
America.
and for your belief in being the example that you want to see in others. And let's stop this division, stop the hate, stop the fighting, and like Alina said, go after the things that we need to fight, not each other.
Well, that's the thing. It's a conquer and divide, like we've all been talking about here. That's
Other countries just waiting for us to just do that. They're
Sun Tzu,
waiting
Art of
to-
War, conquer and
Exactly.
divide.
Yeah,
Sun Tzu,
and we're
Art
doing
of
it.
War.
We're just
Everything is
offering on the silver platter of
being
our-
divided and conquered, and this is a potpourri of what America is all about. We have somebody that came from another country. You were Chin. You were born somewhere else.
I was born in Jamaica.
And-
Grew up in London.
Yeah, so you
Jamaica.
you
Lived in
bounced
Canada.
around as a kid to a couple of nations, and Alina was born in Romania, correct?
More united when I immigrated. What the hell happened?
Right.
I grew up in the 80s. I'm like fucking loved America in the 80s, the 90s. All of
Oh,
a
yeah,
sudden,
those are
what
the
the
times.
hell?
You wake up one day and boom.
This is the country I immigrated to. This is the country.
You remember the music from back then?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah, and I love the music from back
dancing
Celebrate.
and stuff.
And the shark, comes from a military family, a family
Born in
that
South
has-
Miami, Florida.
that's participated in the defense of our country for forever.
Lived in New York, California. One thing I didn't get to last is like, oh, what do you want to do? That Tracy Lynn Cowan just had the previous show. I want to start like a sanctuary city
Wait a minute.
of listen
Wait a second.
of homeless pets and orphan people, and homegrown stuff that doesn't have built-in GMO and pesticides in it, and have a community of people where you want to go to, like the Wildlife Way Station, and get these ex-tigers and elephants and stuff from circuses.
Can it
and
be run by midgets?
Yes.
I would love to have midgets running that.
Oh, midgets are great. They probably more political. They're probably more smart than we are.
But let's do something for our own self instead of giving hundreds of billions of dollars to country that hate us and want us dead.
You know, one of the reasons why we didn't bomb North Korea, because if we did and that war started, the estimates were economically by the IMF Bank that to get North Korea modernized to 2017, it would take over $1 trillion infused into their economy to bring them modernization. Just like when the East Wall of Berlin, the wall fell, it took 30 years and billions of dollars for the East Germans to come in and be modernized.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Right.
Tear down that wall.
Right, absolutely. And,
I have a piece of the wall.
And Dan the Man, you know, what's
I
up?
was born under the sign, keep off the grass.
Where do you get these witty one-liners, Dan the Man?
He's
You have a book of them?
That's why I can't sleep at night.
You're up all night with these awesome things that just come out of your pores or
Out of
something.
left field.
That's Dan the Man, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Nobody can do Dan the Man.
Who sang that song, "Born Under a Bad Sign"?
Born under a bad
No.
sign.
If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all.
Bad Company?
No.
You'll find out tonight.
We'll
at 2
find
a.m.
out.
While Dan the Man's coming with another witty one-liner.
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, no, he.
So hey,
you're gonna have
traffic
to come up
sucks
with
right now. I hope you guys are good
And I'm
in a
gonna
safe
go
place.
in it. Woohoo!
And we're gonna go get sushi somewhere. Woo!
All right.
So you're going to know sushi like
Come
I
on.
know sushi like we
Well,
know
I don't know
sushi
what he's
together.
talking
Italian.
Well, I
about.
know
In my
Susie.
car driving.
I don't want to sit in
Back to the
traffic
valley.
for 2 hours to go 20 miles.
I would, yes, but people waiting on me in the valley.
All
There you
right,
go.
so how much time we got? Oh, okay.
There you go. What you got coming up?
I think we should sing a song. I think we should like pick a song and start singing.
Well, I
Bad
think
love,
I think
baby,
should
what you got,
summarize
baby,
the
what
show.
you got.
Bad love. Yeah, that's what I think. Favorite ice cream.
Vanilla.
Favorite ice cream.
Pistachio.
Favorite ice cream.
Butter pecan.
Whoa.
Can I have a second favorite?
No.
She's reading my mind. Butter pecan.
Lee, baby Michael's favorite ice cream. Shout it out.
See, woo!
Favorite ice
Smart
cream.
people pick that.
Black cherry. Yeah. Black cherry.
Can I tell you this
baby.
one?
Yes, go.
Have you ever had rum and raisin?
Yes.
Ramen
Ooh.
raisin.
Okay, there's a place called the Salt and Straw. They have one in the Valley, and I've just found out, and one in the West Side in West Hollywood. And they combine these amazing flavors. It's all new ice cream flavors. There's a
Right.
caramel with like salt, and like there's one that if you go to Salt and
As
Straw,
long as you mix it with black cherry,
they probably
baby.
have that flavor.
Yeah.
And all the other
reminds
ones,
me
you
of,
know.
it reminds me of a 70s exploitation movie, Black Cherry. Yeah. Favorite fast car, Alina.
My dream car is a Ferrari 458 Speciale Red.
Dan the Man, favorite fast car.
First gear, it's all right. Second
Second
gear,
gear,
lean right. Third
gear,
girl, hang on tight. Faster, faster.
Absolutely. Ewart, fast car.
Well, I say Lamborghini.
The Shark, you got fast cars, man.
I'm a bow tie guy, so it would have to be a Z1R, baby, twin supercharged.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Well, they
yeah.
got new ones.
Have you seen the new Ferraris, the 458s, the curves on that thing? Good God.
For the price, you could buy 5 of the ones that'll whip its ass
I wanna,
and
you know
smoke
what I
the
want?
lug nuts off
You
of
want to
it.
know?
Yeah.
I want a blown 73 Plymouth Sebring
Wow.
or a Bumblebee, man.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's what I want. And
I
you?
you?
I want to say something.
Bentley.
I wanna say something.
You can't say something.
You know how long I know this guy?
Long time?
A long time.
I mean, we know each other for a long
Really?
freaking time.
Yes,
yeah.
20-some years?
I mean, it's a long time.
From the early 90s.
I think
Yeah.
we. Hey, look.
My
it.
God.
I
Love
now
you, man.
pronounce you man and man. Thank you.
Yay.
You're going to make all the sheep jealous.
Hey, sheeple out there, sheeple out
Sheeple.
there. Open your heads, open your eyes, see what's being due to you. It is being done real good, so good you can't even see it and feel it. You don't know what's happening, but it's happening to you because you know something is not right. And that's why you check out the Jesse T Show Monday through Friday right here from 5 to 6 because you're in the world according to Torero and I put you straight on the point. Thank you very much, Alina Andre. Thank you.
Yeah!
Hoorah!
Hoorah, hoorah.
Hoorah, hoorah, your chin!
Yeah! Woo!
You better put me in one of your movies. You seem to be putting everybody else in your friggin' movies. What's wrong with
Yeah.
you? And
I will,
David
I
the
will.
Shark, Braidless,
Love you guys. Yeah.
And we can't forget about the very, very important Lee Baby Michael. And, of course, Dan the Man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Wow.
He gets no respect.
Yeah.
No respect.
Thank you very much for the clap, everyone.
Thank you.
Which one are you talking about?
Stamp out BD.
Hey, if we're still rolling, repeat after me. The past is history.
The past is history.
The future's a mystery.
The future's a mystery.
All we have is God's gift. That's why it's called the present.
Do more
All
work
we have
today
is
than
God's
you do
gift.
tomorrow.
That's why it's called the present. The Brown Beauty's off duty, and I'm getting into somebody's present right now, baby. Hey, Alina, how you doing?